Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and welcome to the Beginner's Pack. So, Fridsel from Discord has been talking to me about wanting to get me something, and he finally found something that I don't have. The Steam Beginner's Pack. So this includes Rasmussen's P36A, which is an ordinary P36 with an extraordinary camouflage, and I'm not sure if it has better rewards, but it does count as a gift vehicle, not a premium. Although, with the amount of fun you can have in the old pea shooter, that doesn't really matter too much. And you see me rolling out in the fantastic USMC, the Marine Corps M3. And like all of the 37 wielding light tanks with these radial engines at rank 1 in the American tree, it is a lot of fun in a speedy little package. A bit more high profile than things like the Locust, but with enough crew to survive a hit or two sometimes, and sort of boxy arm. Did we just do that? Get that cheap kill with the artillery on this map. And now for rank 1, this map is just about perfect. I wouldn't recommend it for anything past rank 3, around battle rating 4 or 5. It starts to be a bit too short range, but it's just perfect for these early vehicles. And I've been in a lot of up tiers in the M3A1 because we're playing realistic battles and not a lot of people are playing 1.3. We tended to get up tiered. Actually, this is more than a 1.3, isn't it? Is this a 2.3? Yeah, I do believe that the M3A1 is a higher battle rating vehicle, just as a means of balancing out the advantage it gets from its simple stabilizer that's available for its 37mm cannon, which does increase its performance significantly. The lowest battle rating vehicle that gets a stabilizer, as far as I'm aware. Not the most effective one, but by no means useless. And here you see us trying to find a nice little position to get eyes on the battlefield. As I mentioned, we're going to be facing some higher battle rating tanks, and so we need to be a bit cautious. Everybody say hi to Grandma. She's here on the couch with the tank toddler, and we've spotted our first target. Does he see us? Well, he should notice us by now as we whiff our shot into the cliff face there, and it's time to consider repositioning. I can hear that enemy, was that a T-26, whichever that slopey Soviet boy is called, repositioning. And the American 37 right now does not do well against angled armor, so it was very kind of him to show his flat side armor to us. I'm not even mad that our first shot into his ammo rack did nothing. That's just the way things go, especially with the 37. But with under a 4-second reload rate, we're able to quickly get more shots on target and take down that enemy tank. With all of these rank 1 American vehicles that have the 37, you're going to hear me talking about this cannon quite a bit because it really does define this vehicle. Besides your fantastic speed and mobility, the decent gun handling, actually fantastic for its battle rating gun handling, and as you see, decent turret traverse as well. The performance of that American 37mm anti-tank gun is really going to define your experience, and what you need to expect is that your first shot is not going to cripple or kill the enemy. So you need to be in a position where you can get more than one shot on the enemy before they get one shot against you, because you also cannot rely on your armor. In a pinch, your decent turret armor and your acceptable hull. Okay, not quite so slick on the artillery that time. We done goofed, but to be fair, we aimed to miss and we missed our aim. So, sorry to that teammate. Chalk it up to beginner gameplay. First shot actually cripples that enemy panzer, and you will find that from the front Panzer III, Panzer IIIM, things you can face, can tank shots against you all day. You gotta aim for that driver's port and hope for the best. Because even if you punch through, if you're frontally attacking a Panzer IIIM, sometimes your round is not going to kill a crew member even when it flies directly through their face. Witness the power of the American 37. Now, not sure if this Panzer has gun depression to take us down, so we take down his engine, and we know he's got a very long turret traverse. Now that we've got the breach, we can start setting fires. That's going to keep him from repairing. And we'd like to finish him off so we can reposition, because we're very much hanging out in the open, like a Twitch thought. And our second fire now, and we're taking fire ourselves. This is why we didn't want to be here. I wasn't even supposed to be here today. Thankfully, it's a lower battle rating Soviet vehicle. His little spud gun is going to have a hard time punching through our armor if we angle appropriately, and his turret traverse is just the worst. So we get around into his engine. That's really going to help us, and it's time to reposition. Now keep in mind, that enemy Panzer could be repairing his breach at any second. We need to take him down. We finished off that enemy Soviet. The Panzer whirling around, a shot into the engine, no effect. It absorbs all the spalling, no fire. Another shot now into his cannon barrel. We were going for a breach shot there, his breach already down, his barrel turned orange, one into the engine. Another, no effect, no fire, no nothing. One more, sets of fire. We know he's gonna die because that's his third fire, and premium fire extinguishers have been kept out of the game, and we continue to reposition. Once again, Fridsel, thanks for this beginner's pack. I am having an absolute blast with it. I invested in the M2A4 Premium a while back for a piddling amount of Golden Eagles as we get taken down by the BT7 out-raced card by another essentially American design. America, you could have had this. But honestly, the M3 series of tanks, it's just the perfect tank for the Marine Corps because they're so portable. You can put them on an LVT, no problem. Their vertical boxy design actually helps them take up less of a ground footprint, which is so in demand in shipping. And they really are a highly portable, highly mobile American better-than-nothing tank, which is often what they faced in the battles in the Pacific. Now, we get into the pea shooter, and like almost every American aircraft, this is a fantastic for its battle rating, boom and zoomer. However, it's also a very capable turn fighter, which is something you don't see quite so much in the American tree. It's enough to make a man feel spoiled. With decent engine power for its battle rating, the only thing the P-36 is really lacking is what's in the name. It's in the name pea shooter. Who says you have to have effective guns? It's in the name pea shooter. So with a single 50 cal and a single rifle caliber machine gun, you're not gonna be the belle of the ball when it comes to burst mass. Excuse me. I know it's a sensitive subject, but have you been noticing your burst mass significantly reducing after the middle age of your aircraft? Well, don't find yourself helpless. It's time to take your firepower into your own hands. Now, remember that I said that this is considered a gift vehicle by the lords of algorithm, Gaijin theirself. As we get a nice position here on that IL-2, not even trying to defend himself, just wasting all his energy. God bless low tier, it's such a fun place to fly. He takes a little bit of a peppering and salts himself into some trees. So that is that. Now let's talk about firepower, shall we? Memes aside, the Rasmussen's P-36 starts its life as a stock vehicle. So enjoy that stock grind on an aircraft that you paid money for. I'm not sure why Gaijin decided that this wouldn't be a premium vehicle. I think that's kind of BS, but it is what it is. It does end up being a rare vehicle, and I definitely enjoy having it. It's gorgeous. I love the camouflage. I like the performance, But you'll see when we engage these ground targets that our Fiticals are not dealing the damage we would like. And of course, these are going to be using the early war belts, so they're not going to have quite so many AP rounds in the belt. But look at that, just spraying into the lightly armored upper areas of that Panzer, and no sauce, just tink-a-tink-a-tink, because we have, I think it's 1 AP per 4 or 5 rounds with the stock belts. A ball, some tracer, and I think 1 AP. It's just not going to have much of an effect. I would recommend the armored targets belts for this aircraft. The early war ground target belts don't have as much AP, and I just want to have as much armor piercing 50 cal as possible, because that punch through power is so much more effective against ground targets from the top. Now you are going to see us, we're going back to base here real quick, you're going to see us have a little bit more of an effect when we can target open top or very lightly armored vehicles. But as we go back into base, let's talk about what's happening in the match. So our team was quite far behind, but we were effective in slowing down the enemy's map control, and the central portions of the map, that area where you saw me slinking around earlier in the match, those are really essential to control, because if you have that area, then you can keep the enemy from swooping around and grabbing your local capture zone. Protect your local capture zone. This is a public service announcement. And the middle capture zone is much easier to approach from that side of the battlefield that I was on, because you can see the enemy, you can see what's going on around you, less of those constricted corridors where you can suddenly find yourself in a bad situation popping around a corner. And if you control the field on that side of the battlefield, then you can snipe people who are trying to climb up the hill to control that central zone. And that is sort of why I prefer to control that part of the field. Oh my goodness, Guppy's playing Terraria. That's great. I love that music. Oh my gosh, Terraria is such a good game. Guys, people have been going back to Minecraft, and that's all cool and all. I spent a little bit of time in Minecraft, and I gotta say, it really is a gem, but do not hesitate to enjoy the game of Terraria. I actually enjoyed it more. There's something about having it just be a side-scrolling, simple graphics, with charming characters. It really did, it was just fun to play. And I played that with little Brookie's mommy before she was born, and now my baby is sitting on the couch and she's watching intently. She's learning from grandma, as grandma pretends that she has no idea what she's doing. I mean, she pretends she doesn't have no idea. That's a lot of negatives there. We are just loving grandma. Anyway, we're back in the area of the battlefield, and the nature of the battle has changed. The American team controlling the open field here, you see, and leaving the mountain to the Mongols, and we are controlling the skies. With nothing to keep us from strafing ground targets, American 50 cals at low rank can deal some serious damage, as you see the mighty Buffalo cruising around below us, low and deadly, hanging out, looking for targets to shred through the roof armor. And you can see that I'm zooming out and getting a large view of the battlefield until I see some tracer fly or some rounds splash, and that lets me know there's an enemy in the area. Open up on that open top potato truck just in time to pick up a kill assist, and continue to listen for enemy aircraft and look for ground targets. And this is something that I've picked up over the years, to keep a wide view of the battlefield, to look around and not try and spot targets, but try and spot action. And you will see it if you widen your view. The Japanese call it Mizu no Kokoro, mind like water, expanding your vision and seeing everything that's going on so that you can spot the movement, find the action, take down things that need to get taken down as we protect the capture zone there, giving even more map control to our team. This is where low tier American teams really shine. We don't have the bias AP CR 20 mils. We don't have the heavily armored vehicles at low battle ratings that you find in the Panzer III, but we do have the best close air support aircraft, both low tier and almost everyone as well. And with the ability of 50 cals to punch through the tops of enemy vehicles, even to spot planes and set up attacks for our fast firing friends, we definitely have the best combined arms at low BR, and you are seeing in the skies along with me some very effective pilots helping me to be part of what's going on. Once again, Fridsel, thanks a lot for this gift. Nobody asked you to give me anything. I definitely appreciate it, and I had a blast. I'm gonna play some more American low tier just because it is so much fun, and I probably have a few more aircraft I can try out in this ground attack role. I'm sure it won't be long before I've finished spading Rasmussen's P-36. There's gonna be a little bit at the end of this video where you see just how much I'm able to unlock. I think I get to, yes I do, get to 12-7 belts, which is the most important upgrade for this vehicle in terms of ground strike. As you see, we pepper just a little bit into that Sonderkraftfahrzeug, but not enough to deal significant damage as he continues on his merry way, oblivious to the aircraft attempting to pester him with our pea shooters. With just 150 cal mounted in a fairly advantageous position, mind you, the P-30, oh, enemy aircraft, and we managed to dodge before we take too much critical damage, although our left wing is hurting. I've been focusing too much on ground targets. He goes up into the vertical, looks like he's in the Heinkel, and we need to stop following into the vertical so we can maintain our flight capabilities. Now that we're just beneath him, we scoop up below, pop out the flaps, and use our superior low-speed maneuverability to stay on his tail. Unless, of course, we stall because of our wing damage. And we're stalling because of our wing damage. That's okay. Dip the nose for a bit. Circle around. Swirl that soda in the cup. Dodge the attacks. And because we have better low-speed performance, even though we're at an energy disadvantage, we're a better turn fighter than the AG, so we're able to get onto his tail again. We're gonna get an advantage in this. It was almost a loop and then a rollover, and our ally takes down our enemy, giving us that sweet, safe sky once again. We would have had him, probably. But it was nice to get the assist from our teammate. This was a very fun battle, and it perfectly demonstrates what's good about American low tier, which lines up pretty well with what's good about American teams and American lineups throughout their tech tree. Top of the line close air support, vehicles that have mobility, versatility, generally not the best armor, but there are places where you can find some heavy boys, Sherman Jumbo and the like. And we go back to land, and before we get on the ground, the match is finished with some nice map control, a good comeback, responding to a strong push from the very capable German ground forces we were facing, and we pull a little a little fancy footwork, if you will, straight into the ground because the match is already over. I hear a toddler giggling. Oh, I'm so happy to have Grandma here. She's been such a delight. Both of the girls are just super happy to have Grandma. And I see the baby smiling at Grandma. Yep. She's so happy to see her too. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed that match. And if you've considered buying the Steam Starter Pack, even if you're not a beginner, there's a couple of vehicles you don't find in other places there. I don't think it's the best deal in War Thunder, but if you're looking to collect rare vehicles, and you'd like to just enjoy some low-tier fun in the American tech tree, well, there's really no reason not to. And look at all those things we were able to pick up for the P36. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye. Guppy, say bye-bye. Okay, that was pretty quiet. I don't know if they heard you. Bye-bye.